So if you're a human that's like lived, you've probably realized that, doing the right thing, not as simple as it looks like. I mean, some people just look like they deserve a good punch in their face. No, no, it's just hard, man. As much as we want to believe in like stories that have inherent heroes and villains, life is often not like that. And this topic has been on my mind because we just released a film called Radio Mana. We did it for Joel Havers instead of watching the Oscars challenge, in which a lot of people just make a film in 3 hours, like a full feature length film, so 40 minutes plus, in 3 hours instead of watching the Oscar ceremony. And the thing about these films is that they're mostly improvised. So although you start with an idea of what you want to say, a lot of times that comes out completely different just because, well, you're improvising and you had an idea and you had to go for it. And like many people in our generation, what's been on our minds is AI and slop and just how much all these social media platforms that we used to get so much fun out of just are not the same anymore. So I wanted to make a story about that. And in a way we chose to go with a speculative story that explores the future in which we all get fucking tired and we all decide to stop using these platforms. We just wanted to make a story of a group of friends that instead of complying with this social media platforms that they didn't like, they just made their own thing and they had fun. But then when we shot the thing, it was quite different than we had originally hoped. I mean, our characters were kind of a piece of shit, but they inherently agreed with what we believe. And it was this weird feeling where we didn't know if we were making a great story or if we were making like a pro AI story, which was not what we wanted to do at all. But anyways, because it's a challenge, which is supposed to release the film, we didn't have time to like go through reshoots or changing a script that we didn't even have. And what you saw in the thumbnail is literally like my friend commented this thing. Like, and I kind of agree with it. I don't know what I could make out of it. I still think it's a really fun film, and I would encourage to watch it. But in a way, this process has been really educational because a lot of artists, I think, want to go with a message. If you think about it, like this guy's over here, they had a bit of a message that they wanted to talk about in their songs. A lot of their songs are very direct. They tell you exactly what's wrong with us. But I think a lot of their songs are also just a bit more, they make questions. And if you ask me, I think that's the best that a morally gray story has to be like. It tells you a situation, it tells you what the characters did in the situation, and then hopefully people arrive to nice conclusions of it. But what you're fostering is critical thinking. As much as I like that idea, I have to say I am also kind of scared by it. I was watching this movie recently. It's called Homo Argentinum. It's basically a lot of short stories about the identity of Argentina. It's just different stories that reflect different sides of Argentine society. I think it's lovely. I don't think it's a very deep movie, but I think it's a movie that doesn't tell you, hey, this is good, and hey, this is bad. But there's one example of what I'm scared about, which is this one short story in which there's this director and he makes this movie to raise awareness for this indigenous group. And, he goes to the award show and he makes like a very moving speech and it's beautiful. But right before this, we watched him being a piece of shit with the indigenous people, completely not respecting them. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone that watches that short arrives at that conclusion. He's a piece of shit. What I'm worried about is that I was watching it with someone else, and he arrived to the conclusion that this is exactly why he doesn't like progressive people, because they just really profit over things, and they're not actually good people. Now, of course, I disagree with that, and I think that's why that kind of scares me to a degree, right? The thing that really scares me here is that people watch stuff that I make with a purpose to, raise awareness or show different lights of a problem, and that then they just completely run with whatever they already had in their heads. But in a way, what this taught me as well was that we're shaped by our experiences and our environment. And as much as we want to believe that as artists we have the control over our stories, we really don't. People can do whatever they want with them. Now, I don't think that means that suddenly we have to, say screw our morals. Because, there's documented cases of very influential work that's done a lot of harm because of its horrible political beliefs and representation of certain groups of people. So do I have a definitive answer on how to make morally gray stories that challenge people but ultimately do good. Actually, I do. You can buy my course right now. It's $100. It's gonna be the best thing you buy. No, but seriously, I mean, of course, I don't have the solution, which is why the title wasn't how to. It was it's hard. It's hard to figure out. But I'm really curious to hear your perspectives. If you want to watch the film, of course, you're super invited. And if you're a creative person that's trying to represent a story in any way, and you're dealing with this, please let me know. I would love to just talk about this with someone. And if you don't do anything creative and you just wanted to watch this video, hey, I like you. Good on you. Anyways, hope you liked it. Yeah. Hey, the video's over. You should. Okay, I'll close it for you. It's fine.